Hello, I'm Martin Cummins from perfectring.ie. Many jewelers, one address. We're here today with Tom Gear from Thomas Gear Jewelers in the Alex Centre in Dublin City Centre. Tom, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Martin.
Tom has agreed to talk to us about engagement ring shopping tips and also some money saving tips around the purchase of an engagement ring. So Tom, on a daily basis you would meet couples who are searching for their perfect ring. What advice would you give these couples?
I would ask all couples to become familiar with the 4Cs.
So they're effectively the diamond colour, clarity, cut and carat.
Correct.
Okay. In relation to diamond colour, what should a couple be aware of?
Well, the colour relates to the whiteness of the diamond.
Right.
And there's a grading scale. They start off at D, which is the absolute best colour.
And the most expensive.
And the most expensive.
Okay.
But D, E, F are considered colourless, which is the best. And then G, H would be considered almost colourless.
Right. So if you were to put two stones side by side, they'd be very similar.
Very, very similar at that ratio. It's
Right.
only if you go down the scale
You'd notice more colour coming
becoming very evident.
in. Okay. In relation to clarity, what are the main points somebody should know about the clarity of the diamond they're looking at?
Well, Martin, as you know, they're made in nature,
Mm-hmm.
and there's natural inclusions in every diamond.
Right. Okay. So I assume the less inclusions, the more rare, and as a result, the more expensive the diamond.
Absolutely. The most precious one would be IF,
Mm-hmm.
which is internally flawless,
Right. Okay.
going down to I.
Right. And the I is inclusions, is it?
I means inclusions.
Inclusion. And would they be visible to the naked eye, or at what point would a diamond look flawless and look good to wear as an engagement ring?
Most inclusions would be not visible to the naked eye.
Okay.
When you go down the scale, they will become noticeable.
Okay. The third C then is the cut of the diamond. So what does cut actually relate to, first of all?
Well, cut refers to how well cut the diamond is cut, how well proportioned, and it will give a better spark.
Okay, so it's not the shape of the diamond, it's more how it's cut to reflect light.
Correct, nothing to do with the shape.
Okay, very good. And then the fourth of the four C's is the diamond carat, I suppose, which most people would be familiar with. The carat of the diamond is the size, or I believe it's the weight, but the larger the carat, the larger the diamond, effectively.
And the larger the carat, the larger the price.
Absolutely. And in relation to the price of the diamond and carat, are there any things that people can do to have a diamond look larger than it actually is?
Well, yes, there are actually, Martin, some little things you can do. You could say, for instance, you could get a nice centre stone diamond surrounded with a halo of smaller diamonds,
Okay.
and that would enhance and make the centre stone look much bigger.
Okay, very good. What other advice would you have?
One more I could think of offhand. I think you could put 4 quarter carats and merge them together in a cluster format, giving you the effect of a 1 carat, but you would get them at a fraction of the cost.
Okay, so the cost of 4 quarter carats is a lot less than the cost of a 1 carat.
Very much so.
Okay. And in relation to the 4 C's, there are videos up on perfectring.ie that people can view just to become more familiar themselves. 4 C's, we were talking earlier on, you mentioned that you actually have 2 additional C's. Do you want to tell the people about those?
Yes, we could say there are 6 C's.
Okay.
The 5th C is confidence, or confidence in your jeweler.
Right, okay.
So it'd be worthwhile to find a reputable jeweler, one whom you could trust.
Right.
And you could also find out what their returns policies are. If you're buying, say, for the lady's absent, it's nice to know.
If she doesn't like it, you can bring it back.
Correct.
Yeah.
And their after sales service.
Okay, that's the 5th. Is there a 6th?
Yes, the other C would be for a certificate.
Right.
The diamond certificate will merely state what the 4 C's are.
Okay, very good. Thanks for that. I also see a lot of queries in relation to metal types. People, they like either yellow gold or one of the white metals. And in the white metals, I suppose the main three options are white gold, platinum, and palladium. What are the main advantages for each of those three types of white metals?
Well, white gold is the preferable metal, as you say, at the moment. With the white gold, you have to have it, or should have it rhodium plated every 18 months.
And what does that do?
It brings out the stunning white colour, keeps
it fresh and bright looking.
Correct.
Okay. And is that needed for platinum?
Well, platinum, like white gold, is a naturally dark metal, and it also needs rhodium plating.
Okay, to keep it again
To keep
looking
it
fresh.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. In relation to the money saving tips that people will be interested in, if you were to summarise a few tips that people should be aware of to try and get the most they can for their budget, what would you say to them?
Well, they could come down the scale a little bit, say on the colour. They could drop down to GH.
Okay.
There'd be little or no difference. You're still getting a perfect diamond, but you'll save a lot of money.
Okay.
And likewise with clarity.
By coming down the scale.
Yes, you can come
Same.
down a little bit, say you come down to VS1 or SI1, and at that level they're still not that visible or visible at all to the naked eye.
Alright, okay. In relation to metal, 18 carat seems to be the most popular. What about 9 carat? Is there much difference in the price, or how does that work on the
Well, I would normally recommend an 18 carat white gold.
Right.
But if the budget is very tight, we could drop down to 9 carat white gold or palladium, and there would be a significant savings. Now the 9 carat white gold would be, you could not see the difference in actual fact.
Okay.
They looks the same as 18 carat.
Okay. So if a couple is in looking at engagement rings, would you advise that they try on wedding rings, and would they get better savings from buying all 3 rings, for example, in a jeweller's?
Well, it'd be worthwhile for the lady to try on the wedding ring to see that it's a nice snug fit with her engagement ring.
Right.
And then if the man wants to pick his ring, it might be convenient, and they can save a little bit of extra money with it.
And would you recommend that the wedding ring and the engagement ring be the same metal as well?
Oh, absolutely, that would be essential.
Okay. So if the metal of the wedding ring was platinum and the other was white gold, what would happen there? Would it discolour slightly differently over time, or what would?
Yes,
what
in
would you
time,
see?
and there'd be different wearing, friction. It's best to match everything.
Okay, very good. I myself was in the purchasing an engagement ring recently, and a piece of advice I found very useful was to know your budget. When you go into a jeweller's, you're presented usually with a salesperson who are good at identifying your budget and showing you something larger than your budget would allow. So I found having a clear idea in my head as to what my max was excellent advice, in the sense that I had to pay for this the next day, so you can enjoy your purchase knowing that you're able to afford it as well. But I suppose the main advice I'd be able to give from my own experience would be to enjoy the process. It's the start of the wedding process, the picking of the ring. The day itself is quite a special day. The jewellers you go to, the rings you try on, and all that whole process is a very, very memorable day. So I'd like to finish up by thanking Tom for his time and
It's a
for
pleasure, Martin.
sharing your advice with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. And to you at home for watching. And if there are more tips or questions you may have, you can email me directly at martin@perfectring.ie, and I'll combine the questions and we can have another video session at a later date with Tom. So thank you, Tom, and thank you for watching.